we're going to put the same title as we did in the other notes. So it's going to be like angles, parallel lines, and transversals. Now I'm going to put part 2, or just like a Roman numeral 2. Now, if you guys have room on your original page, you guys can continue writing. You don't have to write the same title. If you want to separate them, like video 1, video 2, or notes 1, notes 2, that's fine. All right, so we learned about angles. Now we're going to talk about parallel lines. I think you guys know what parallel lines are, but I just want to draw them out. And then put parallel lines on the side. They are lines, 2 lines that never intersect. And usually when you learn about parallel lines, you also learn about perpendicular lines. Perpendicular lines are a set of lines that form 4 right angles. So you have an angle there, you have a right angle here, you have a right angle here, and you have a right angle here. So 2 lines that intersect to make 4 90-degree angles. All right, so now I get to teach you guys about the transversal. So go ahead and write transversal on the side, on the left. Okay, so in geometry, when you have a pair of parallel lines, so let's say you have a pair of parallel lines like this. And then you have a transversal. A transversal is when a line intersects with 2 parallel lines. So let's draw the transversal in yellow. So this is a transversal, okay? So you have 2 parallel lines, and we're gonna, usually when something is parallel, we put like 2 arrows inside of them like this, and that means that they're parallel. So you have 2 parallel lines, and then you have this line intersecting them. That's called a transversal. So when you intersect 2 parallel lines, you make corresponding angles. Like you create, without realizing it, there are corresponding angles that are formed. Corresponding angles mean that they're the same measure. They're in different places on the transversal, but they're equivalent for all intents and purposes. So this angle right here, we're going to call this angle, I don't know, angle A. Okay? Angle A now corresponds to angle B. Like if I were to get a protractor out right now, and if I were to measure the angle of angle A, it's crazy. It's the exact same angle as angle B. So if you guys had a protractor at home, I have a protractor right here in front of me. You guys unfortunately can't see it in the video, but if I were to grab this protractor that's somehow stuck to my desk, sorry for the noise. If I put this here, again, you guys can't see, but the degree measure of angle A is about 70 degrees. And if I drop my protractor down and I measure what the angle of B is, it's exactly 70 degrees as well. So that's crazy. So you have that pair of corresponding angles. You have another set of corresponding angles. Angle C is congruent to angle D. So if angle A and angle B are 70 degrees, because I actually measured them using a protractor, then that means angle C and D, they need to be 110 degrees. 110 degrees, because remember, these 2 angles have to add up to equal 180 because they're supplementary angles. They're on a straight line. This is a parallel line, right? This is a parallel line. So 70 plus 110 is equal to 180, which is what a line equals, 180. That's the measure of a line. I'm going to rewrite this 110 because it looks like it's 170, but it's supposed to be 110. Okay, now there's another set of corresponding angles. There's another set of corresponding angles. I'm going to write them in blue. Do you see this angle right here? That angle corresponds to this angle. And do you notice that C is vertical to this angle right here, this blue angle that I forgot to label? I'm going to label it E and F. So angle E is vertical to angle C. So if they're vertical angles, what is the measure of angle E? Can somebody tell me in the chat? What is the measure of angle E if it's vertical to angle C? Thank you. Yes, it's equal to 110 degrees. And if angle E is 110 degrees, that means angle F is also 110 degrees. Why? Well, because they're corresponding angles. We could also say, well, F is across from D. They're vertical, so they both have to equal 110 degrees. And last but not least, there's one more pair of vertical angles, and I'm going to write this one in purple. Okay, so here we have another angle, and we're going to label that angle G. Angle G is right here. It's just I couldn't squeeze it anywhere. And then angle H is right here. So angle G and angle H are corresponding angles, which means that they have the same angle measure. They're across from angle A. So what is the measure of angle G? If it's across from angle A, or if it's vertical to angle A, what's the measure of angle G? What does G have to equal? If it's across from angle A, that means it has to equal 70 degrees as well. And since angle G and angle H are corresponding, that means that angle G is 70. That means that H is also 70 degrees. Or we can just look at angle H, it's vertical to angle B, 70 degrees. Okay, now with my white marker, my white pen, do you see that we have 4 angles that are 70 degrees? One right here, one right here, one right here, one right here. I put a white little tick on the angle. And then we have 4 angles that are 110 degrees. I'm going to put 2 ticks on those. You see that? So you could figure out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 angles in a transversal if they only give you 1. What we started with originally was this. This was the only thing we started off with. And we deduced, or we concluded, we solved, we figured out, we problem solved the rest of the angles in the transversal. Just with one piece of information. That's really cool. All right, so we did learn about supplementary angles, right? Where supplementary angles are angles that add to 180. So angle A and angle C are supplementary angles. Because B/C, angle A equals 70 degrees, angle C equals 110 degrees. If you add those together, you get 180 degrees. And remember, by definition, supplementary angles are 2 angles that add to 180. There's also another pair of supplementary angles. There are multiple pairs of supplementary angles, but I'm not going to sit here and write every single one because there's just too much to write. So this is one observation that we made. A second observation that we made. Angle A, you guys already know this. Angle A, and I should have wrote this in white to try to be consistent. And angle G are vertical angles because they're across from each other, right? Angle A and angle G are vertical to each other. Another observation we made was that angle E and angle A are adjacent because they share a common vertex and they share a common side. So right here, we're already using our vocabulary. We're using our supplementary angles, our knowledge about vertical angles, and adjacent angles, which is what we learned about yesterday. Now, there are interior angles to this transversal. So inside of the transversal, you'll see angle G, E, D, B. This is called the interior angles of the transversal. So go ahead and write interior angles, because they're inside. And then there's exterior angles. And there's also exterior angles out here. So there's interior angles and exterior angles to the transversal. So the angles that are on top, so A and C, and the angles that are on the bottom, F and H, those are exterior. The ones that are interior are angle E, G, D, and B. Those are interior, inside. Now there's alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. Okay. I'm so sorry. There's so much to write, and I would rather show you in the graph than like have you write the sentences down of the definitions. So alternate exterior angles are like angles that are on the outside. So these are the exterior ones, but they alternate. So look, angle C is an alternate exterior angle to angle F because they're alternating where they're located, but they're equivalent. So alternate exterior angles are like angle C and angle F and angle A and angle H. And that's where I'm going to stop because I don't think you guys need to know this, like all this information right now. So angle C and angle F are alternate exterior angles. You can also have alternate interior angles, which just mean, okay, angle G and angle B are equivalent. So they're alternate interior angles because they're on different sides of the transversal, but they're equivalent. Alternate exterior angles, C and F, alternate interior angles, G and B, and E and D, and A and H. Okay, so I feel a little anxious just giving you guys this information. I don't know why I feel anxious. I feel like I'm giving you guys way too much information, but I think we're going to be okay. I know we're going to be okay because we're going to practice and we're in it together. So here's an example, and hopefully you guys can see that you guys actually know what you're doing. So let's draw two parallel lines. And we're going to draw the transversal in a different way. Sorry, that's supposed to be a straight line. Let's draw it like this. All right, so we have these two parallel lines. They're parallel lines. And then we have our transversal, which is that yellow line. We're given 1 degree measure, and that degree measure is 99 Sorry, 81 degrees. 81 degrees. And we're going to say that this angle is angle H. So we're saying angle H is 81 degrees. Okay, cool. Now we can figure out what angle A is, what angle B is, what angle C is, what angle D is, E, F, and G. I want you guys on your own to tell me what angle A equals, angle B, angle C, angle E, angle, oh my goodness, I'm trying to stay in order, D, and then E, angle F, and then angle G. Given what angle H is. Angle H is 81 degrees. Now remember that angle A and angle H are supplementary, which means they have to add up to equal 180. And that should help you find the degree measure of angle A and then solve or figure out which angles are vertical, which angles are adjacent, which angles are corresponding, alternate exterior, alternate interior, all of that. And fill in these measures right here. All right, so hopefully as a class, you guys, we've already discussed this. So because A and H are because they're supplementary angles, I know that angle H and angle A add up to equal 180. I know angle H is 81 degrees, so I'm going to subtract 180 and 81 to give me angle A. 0 minus 1 I can't do. 17 minus 8 is 9, so 99 degrees. So that means angle A is 99 degrees. Well, angle B is vertical to angle A, so that means angle B is also 99 degrees. Well, angle C is vertical to angle H, so that means angle C is 81 degrees. All right, so I found A, B, C, and I was given H. Now, remember I taught you that A corresponds to E, C corresponds to F, H corresponds to D, B corresponds to G. That means that they're equal also, or that they're equivalent. So angle E corresponds to angle A, so that means that angle E is also 99 degrees. And that means that G is also 99 degrees. And if those two angles are 99 degrees, and that means angle F is 81 degrees and angle D is 81 degrees. Now I can go fill out my information. Angle A is 99 degrees. Angle B is 99 degrees. Angle C is 81 degrees. Angle D is 81 degrees. Angle E is 99 degrees. Angle F is 81 degrees. Whoa, sorry guys. And then angle G is 99 degrees. And angle H was given to us. Wow, if you found that on your own, you should be very proud of yourself. We're going to continue to learn about the transversal and angles and everything there is to know about them. Have a good day, guys. Thank you for writing all this stuff down.